Jesus sends out the 12 apostles, right? Jesus called his 12 disciples together and gave them the authority to cast out evil spirits and to heal all kinds of diseases. Here are the names of those 12 apostles. First was Simon, also called Peter. Then was Andrew, Peter's brother, James, the son of Zebedee, John, James's brother, Philip, Bartholomew, Thomas, Matthew, the tax collector, James, the son of Alphaeus, Thaddeus, Simon the zealot, Judas Iscariot, who'd later betray him. Jesus sent out the 12 apostles with these instructions. Don't go to the Gentiles or the Samaritans, but only to the people of Israel, God's lost sheep. Go and announce to them that the kingdom of heaven is near. Heal the sick, raise the dead, cure those with leprosy, and cast out demons. Give as freely as you have received. Don't take any money in your money belts, no gold, silver, or even copper coins. Don't carry a traveler's bag with a change of clothes or sandals or even a walking stick. Don't hesitate to accept hospitality because those who work deserve to be fed. Whenever you enter a city or village, search for a worthy person and stay in his home until you leave town. When you enter the home, give it your blessing. If it turns out to be a worthy home, let your blessing stand. If it's not, take your blessing back. If any household or town refuses to welcome you or listen to your message, shake its dust from your feet as you leave. I tell you the truth, the wicked cities of Sodom and Gomorrah will be better off than such a town on the judgment day. Look, I'm sending you out as sheep among wolves, so be as shrewd as snakes, but harmless as doves. But beware, you will be handed over to the courts and will be flogged with whips in the synagogues. You will stand trial before governors and kings because you are my followers. But this will be your opportunity to tell the rulers and other unbelievers about me. When you are arrested, don't worry about how to respond or what to say. God will give you the right words at the right time. For it's not you who will be speaking, it'll be the Spirit of your Father speaking through you. A brother will betray his brother to death. A father will betray his own child, and children will rebel against their parents and cause them to be killed. And all nations will hate you because you are my followers. But everyone who endures to the end will be saved. And when you are persecuted in one town, flee to the next. I tell you the truth, the Son of Man will return before you have reached all the towns of Israel. Students are not greater than their teacher, and slaves are not greater than their master. Students are to be like their teacher, and slaves are to be like their master. And since I, the master of the household, have been called the prince of demons, the members of my household will be called by even worse names. Don't be afraid of those who threaten you, for the time is coming when everything that is covered will be revealed, and all that is secret will be made known to all. What I tell you now in the darkness, shout abroad when daybreak comes. What I whisper in your ear, shout from the housetops for all to hear. Don't be afraid of those who want to kill your body. They cannot touch your soul. Fear only God, who can destroy both soul and body in hell. What's the price of 2 sparrows? A copper coin? But not a single sparrow can fall to the ground without your Father knowing it. The very hairs on your head are all numbered, so don't be afraid. You are more valuable to God than a whole flock of sparrows. Everyone who acknowledges me publicly here on earth, I will acknowledge before my Father in heaven. But everyone who denies me here on earth, I will also deny before my Father in heaven. Don't imagine that I came to bring peace to the earth. I came not to bring peace, but a sword. I have come to set a man against his father, a daughter against her mother, and a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. Your enemies will be right in your own household. If you love your father or mother more than you love me, you're not worthy of being mine. Or if you love your son or daughter more than me, you are not worthy of being mine. If you refuse to take up your cross and follow me, you are not worthy of being mine. If you cling to your life, you will lose it. But if you give up your life for me, you will find it. Anyone who receives you receives me. And anyone who receives me receives the Father who sent me. If you receive a prophet as one who speaks for God, you will be given the same reward as a prophet. And if you receive righteous people because of their righteousness, you will be given a reward like theirs. And if you give even a cup of cold water to one of the least of my followers, surely you will be rewarded. For this is the word of God, and thanks be unto him. The first commission, you see, you can't run in Christian circles too long without hearing of the Great Commission from Matthew, but Matthew 28. But not much is said about this Matthew 10, this first commission. Probably because it's too long to like put in a motto or a church mission statement. I don't know. Nevertheless, I want to take a few minutes to look at the first time Jesus' followers got sent out to serve people. And we're going to spend the next few weeks talking about this passage, and I'm going to be as transparent with you as I can. I don't know all the answers, and I'm okay with that. So in Matthew chapter 10, beginning of verse 1, Jesus calls his 12 disciples together and gave them authority. Matthew does a good job of establishing Jesus' authority. It's like Jesus was born and then boom, let's establish his authority. The miracles that Jesus performed in part established Jesus' authority over sickness and nature, demon, sin, and even death itself all respond to Jesus' authority. So right when Jesus got done preaching his Sermon on the Mount in Matthew 5 through 7, the crowds were amazed at his teaching because he taught with real authority. The Roman officer in Matthew chapter 8 told Jesus to just say a word, and he knew his servant would be healed because he recognized Jesus' authority. I'm under the authority of my superior officers, and I have authority over my soldiers, he says. In chapter 9, some religious teachers accused Jesus of blasphemy because he healed a paralyzed man. And in his response to them, Jesus said, I will prove to you that the Son of Man has the authority on earth to forgive sins. Matthew establishes Jesus' authority, and then Jesus shares his authority with his 12 disciples, now called apostles. And I'm going to talk about these 12 apostles next week. But today I just want to look at this chapter kind of as a whole. Therefore, why would Jesus share his authority? And it looks like it's in response to how much human need there was out there. In Matthew chapter 9, verses 35 through 38, Jesus is going around teaching and healing people, and there were these huge crowds that were confused and helpless, like sheep without a shepherd, he says. And he asked the Lord of the harvest to send more workers, right? Well, he told them to pray to ask the Lord of the harvest to send more workers. And then he turns around and gives them authority. And I think I can comfortably say that many Americans are living lives that are like these people of old, are confused and helpless. There are many people who stand in need of deliverance from those things that are spiritually and physically decreasing their quality of life. Now, I'm not comfortable looking at this passage and making the jump that says that all modern followers of Jesus have the authority to like cast out demons and heal every kind of disease or illness. But here is in this first commission, Jesus didn't say go to anybody. He didn't call all of his followers. He said go only to Israel. Proclaim to them that the kingdom of heaven is near. Heal their sick. Raise their dead. Cure Israelites with leprosy. Cast out their demons and go humbly. Leave your gold and silver and even copper in the bank. Leave your flashy clothes and shoes in the closet. Accept hospitality from whoever welcomes you, and if nobody does, move on. And I love this part because in the first commission, Jesus is preparing them for what some would call failure. Like some people, households, or even towns are going to reject you and hate you. The point that the authority gives, the point that the authority gave to them was like an ability to serve. With authority comes like a lifestyle of service to other people. And then this first commission gets really dark, right? It's like, there's sheep among wolves, shrewd as snakes. You will be imprisoned and beaten, flogged in the house of God, but God will be with you and even speaking through you during this time. There will be betrayal and rebellion, hurtful name calling. You're going to be hated and threatened. But don't be afraid of those who want to kill your body. There's a sword, family division, people are losing their lives. All manner of hell seems to be breaking loose right here. It's being unleashed on the people who claim to follow Jesus. This first commission gives us some deep insight, I feel like, into what it means to actually follow Jesus. With great power comes great consequences, These 12 disciples share in Jesus' authority, but they also share in the pain that comes with it. So what can we glean from this unique passage, this first commissioning? I think we should understand there's a difference between power and authority. There's a difference between living your life based on the power that comes with having money. There's poverty and a dependence that comes on living a life with authority. Like instead of exercising power over others, Jesus' authority seems to give people the freedom to choose real choices instead of the honor and praise that can come with titles and all of this other stuff. The authority that Jesus gives them seems to be accompanied by hardship. This first commission is a reality check, especially for a new church, new followers of Jesus. Failure and persecution are well within the realm of possibilities. But so is an amazing reward from God. You know what I mean? And may God bless you and keep you. May God make his face to shine upon you and give you some peace. Peace.